Hi, this is Doug Crawford, National Director of the Navy League of the United States, and we're in Santa Barbara, California today for a famous Fiesta Parade, one of the largest equestrian parades in the United States. And this year, Fiesta Parade is celebrating the 100th anniversary of the visit of Teddy Roosevelt's Great White Fleet to Santa Barbara, California. Very special day, lots of excitement. We look forward to bringing you a fantastic parade. And we hope that America will appreciate the tradition and the beauty of Santa Barbara and all of the Fiesta Parade participants. So sit back, relax, and viva la Fiesta! Well, we're glad to be here with Captain Fleisch, the Chief Staff Officer or Commodore of the Fleet. No, I'm kidding. And we are here at the Carriage Museum in Santa Barbara, California. Let's take a little walk around and show them a little bit of what you and your Navy guys have been here doing today.
Absolutely.
We are at the famous Carriage Museum in Santa Barbara, California with Captain Dave Fleisch from Naval Base Ventura County, and we want to thank you and your men for making this parade so memorable. As we're here celebrating 1908, the Great White Fleet was here in Santa Barbara. I believe it was about 14,000 of your sailors were here in 1908. And the theme of this parade was Dance of the White Flowers, commemorating the visit by the Navy. And Captain Fleisch, we are so proud to have you and your men back here for this event. Can you tell us what the parade was like, and would you like to come back?
Absolutely. First of all, it's our men and women. We have men and women in the Navy, and we had a very good representation of both the men and the women here. They really enjoyed it. I was just talking to several of them, and they said they got chills marching through the parade and all of the applause and the appreciation for them. And of course, we'd love to come back.
Okay, good. Well, this is a parade that is held every year in celebration of Old Spanish Days. And on the first Friday of every August, every year, there is a parade called Fiesta Parade. And they have the mercado with all the food, they have the mariachis, they have this parade. Let's take a little walk around and show them a little bit of what you and your Navy guys have been here doing today.
Absolutely.
Thank the city of Santa Barbara, who's been a sponsor since the first Old Spanish Days in 1924. We'd also like to thank Santa Barbara County government, as well as Santa Barbara Police and Fire Departments, without whose support we could not bring the 84th Old Spanish Days Fiesta. Yay! Now sit back and get ready. El Cicicil Histórico, the 2008 Fiesta Parade is about to begin.
Years ago, Great White Fleet came to Santa Barbara with 1,700 sailors. And this year's Fiesta is in commemoration of that trip 100 years ago. We have 120 sailors from Naval Base Ventura County. Hi! And we want you to wave the flag when the sailors go by. It's like saying hello. They'll be walking, and they'll also be on the floats. So would you do that? Yeah. Awesome. Thank you very much.
See?
Yes, perfect.
We'll get a picture.
Everybody. Hey, give these guys a big Viva La Fiesta!
La Fiesta!
I gave out all my flags.
You gave out all your flags. Huh?
I'm fast.
You're having fun, I guess. Huh?
I am. I get to talk
Okay,
about
so
people. Do we have any more?
no, this is it.
That's it? Okay.
lone rider.
So
this is Mark Martinez, and Mark Martinez is responsible for the Navy being involved in this year's Fiesta Parade, and it's in your idea to come up with commemorating the 1908
That's correct,
of the Great
sir.
White Fleet.
Well, it's a lot of people. All the people in the parade are responsible. You know, they've all done it on a volunteer basis and spend a lot of money out of their own pocket to recreate this. So Wonderful. Here we go. This is the tea house with its roof garden, and that was right where the parade started.
That is amazing.
And actually, the parade came down Ocean Boulevard in those days,
not Cabrillo,
and went around the fountain and back up, and went two directions at the same time.
Oh my God!
And there were, I remember seeing pictures that had.
Here we go with 1,600 sailors in the parade.
Holy smokes!
And the Santa Barbara High School student body got together and made a bouquet of flowers for every rifle. Here,
notice we didn't march with rifles today, thank God.
nor bouquets.
Nor bouquets, yeah.
Here's the fleet in the harbor, and these trees are now about 10 times taller.
Yes. 100 years ago, absolutely.
Here's another picture of the Great White Fleet. And here, that's in Santa Barbara. This is San Luis Bay. This is an original program from 100 years ago for the Fleet
Dance
Plaza.
of the Flowers.
And that was our theme today for the parade. 10 local ladies were chosen to represent a flower. They did a dance of the flowers for the Navy party. Here we have Fighting Bob Evans, the commander of the Great White Fleet.
The postcard with Fighting Bob Evans dated back to the date of the event, which was, it looks like April of 1908, has a poem above the American flag that reads, "Conquer we must when our cause it is just, and this be our motto, in God is our trust, and the Star-Spangled Banner in triumph shall wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave."
They called him Fighting Bob Evans because he was in the Naval Academy at the end of the Civil War.
Oh my goodness.
He made it all the way to Santa Barbara and was very sick, and they took him nearby here to the Avila Hot Springs. They thought it could help him breathe. He never made it back to the fleet. He was quite loved. This is a welcoming to San Francisco's for the Great White Fleet. This is also 100 years old.
Isn't that wonderful?
And
so Mark, how do you...
This is important. This is super rare. This was a little souvenir given out here in Santa Barbara to welcome Admiral Edmonds. It's a cloth flag, and you know, we really loved him being here. Santa Barbara has Old Spanish Days Fiesta now, but our grandmother was the flower festivals. And these are some examples of our early festivals. And this 1908 was the last flower festival that we had. So you can see that we actually, from one of these early parades, sprang the Rose Parade. And so this is also a flower festival like those ones that I showed you. But that was Santa Barbara's last flower festival. These are actually some copies of floats that were in that 1908 parade.
Those are what you tried to depict with the floats this year.
Yes, and so you saw the gondola float?
Absolutely, yes.
Here's the flower-covered battleship from 1908, and you saw that again today. This is kind of a cool photograph. This is a miniature battleship being pulled by goats. And you can see that the sailors...
That's the Navy symbol is the goat.
Yeah, right.
You can see that the sailors think it's extremely cool. And there's another view of that. And so, you know, it means a lot to us then and now that you guys came. It was magic, and people that Pastel Presidentes who have seen many parades are saying this was the best parade that they've seen in their lifetime.
And it's all
thanks to you.
Yes, thanks to you. We appreciate your idea for having us.
And to you, because we couldn't have done it without you guys helping us.
We'd love to come
And
back.
you know what? I'd
year.
actually now think that I'd like to join the Navy League.
There you go.
If you'll have me.
Yeah, we'll not only have
Doug's
you,
going,
but
let me have a card.
But here's my card, and if you'll send that your contact information to me, the Navy League would like to give you a membership in the Navy.
And sir, as a memento of you being here, we have a commemorative badge. You can write your name, that's what that space is for. And this is the original symbol and the way that you saw on that program, that's how they did it.
Well, that's beautiful.
So this is metallic fringe that was stopped being made 100 years ago. I got it at the Vintage Textile Show. So it's appropriate.
Well, thank you. I will treasure that. That is really beautiful.
And so I hope you take that back with you and remember.
Absolutely.
Santa Barbara.
So thank you very much.
Thank you very much.
That's incredible. That's what's so wonderful.
Well, you know, every year we try to do something new here, and you know, we have a lot of history. Like I said, the Rose Parade, actually one of our early parades ended up with something called the Battle of the Flowers. And from that idea sprang the Rose Parade. So we've been doing things over here in Santa Barbara for a long time. Santa Barbara started as a military fortress, as one of the 5 presidios in California. So it's one of the earliest cities as well. And so we've had naval traditions since 1782.
I'd just like to add a little bit of trivia to that. The Santa Barbara Council of the Navy League of the United States is the largest Navy League in the world, without a deep water port. There are over 1,500 people, and Santa Barbara Navy League has taken an outstanding council award the last 3 years, and we hope to keep that tradition alive through support and work with organizations like yours.
Well, we are proud to have been affiliated with this thing. I mean, this is huge for Santa Barbara.
There's no greater group in our mind than you can possibly honor than the men and women of the United States Navy.
You are
Marine
more
Corps,
than correct.
Coast Guard, and Merchant Marines.
Thank you.
And the United States Army and Air Force is okay too.
Great, thank you.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you.
Anyway, I'd like to introduce Chris Hartman, who is the individual that recruited myself and Karen to come and be marshals this year, and I want to thank you. It was such a great honor, so much fun. What you guys do, how well organized it is. I have never been involved in an event that was so well managed and with so many people giving so much time. It was wonderful.
Well, I want to thank you, Doug, and Karen for a great job, and thank all the marshals, Cass Stimson, Wayne, Dennis, everyone who's involved, Tim, Anthony, Michael. I can go on and on forever. Everybody who put in their time and effort made it the best Fiesta parade ever. So thank you all, and thanks for a great job.
Thank you.
All right, pal.
All right.
We're going to get you on this one here. Hello, Doug. Herb Barthel's here at the Old Spanish Days past parade event here. We were president of the Navy League many years ago, and we started that. We were very pleased to have the USS Abraham Lincoln here twice and the USS Ronald Reagan here twice. We initially performed the major surgery on the Navy League in 1985-86 and got 2 ships here. And then it's gradually progressed with the help of the Crawfords and the Loses and other people to make things happen here. As you see the event here tonight, we're hosting, I'm not sure how many, probably well over 100 Navy personnel from from Port Hueneme, Ventura, and San Diego up here that participate in the parade, and I'm sure they're all having a good time. And we certainly want to add our thanks to Doug Crawford and his wife Karen for all they've done.
Well, Herb, thank you very much, but it's an honor to be here, and you know, leaders in the community, I don't care where we are in the country, you can always find who they are and where they are. Herb Barthel's has been a Presidente, El Presidente of Old Spanish Days, which hosts this. He's been president of the Navy League, and he was also very, very instrumental in Santa Barbara's activity in the 1984 Olympics.
84.
And those were very successful. Everything he's done has been successful, and we owe you a debt of gratitude.
Well, thank you very much. We always like to look for the community and do something for it. Thanks for your help too.
We understand that your husband is deployed, and that we're fortunate enough to be sponsoring them and adopting them while they're over there. And what do you hear from your husband?
He's just west of Baghdad in Ramadi.
Okay.
And they have several detachments all throughout Iraq and in Afghanistan, which is about 600 Seabees. And they're spread out all throughout Iraq and Afghanistan right now, doing construction projects and doing convoy security. They actually have a 60-plus person team who provides convoy security for the Seabees who do the construction, as well as other multinational forces throughout Iraq. And as far as the construction, what they're doing is building a lot of temporary facilities, housing facilities for the Marines and for our special forces, for the U.S. forces as well as international forces. And support, and they also do like repair of runways and roads and that kinds of things if they need it. So.
Okay, and when are they due to come home? When are we going to be able to celebrate their return?
They are coming home in the middle of October, sometime around, you know, middle to end of October.
Okay, great.
So we're real excited.
Well, and we're going to be there welcoming them home with right along with you.
Oh, that'd be awesome.
So we are so honored to have you here, and thank you so much for what you and your family do. It's our pleasure.
I appreciate it.
Thanks.
Okay.
Maybe.
Nice to meet you too. Yes, thank you so much for your husband's service and his leadership. We're so proud of him, and we know how you give a lot. So thank you. I appreciate it.
Ladies and gentlemen, my name is Karen Crawford. I'm the president. The Santa Barbara Navy League has created a coin that is commemorative for important events, and I am so pleased to be able to give our chief. Thank you, sir, for your service to our country.
On behalf of NMCB 5, I'd like to present the president of the Navy League with an NMCB 5 Chiefs coin. Hurrah!
Can everybody from Santa Barbara give everybody that's here in uniform a Viva la Fiesta? Viva la Fiesta!
I got a guy out here who just picked up Chief Petty Officer today. Come forward right now. There is a lot of tradition to be a Chief Petty Officer. So what I would like him to do is just to show his gratitude that he picked up Chief Petty Officer, and to know that right now for the next 6 weeks he's a Chief Select, not a Chief. At the end of that 6 weeks, you'll be a Chief Petty Officer. And it's the biggest, proudest feeling you ever feel in your whole life. So here's the mic. Say some words of wisdom. Don't be afraid. Bust it out.
All right. Rescue Juan Ortega. Found out today that I picked up Chief. I'm just happy to be here. And I want to thank the sailors that were under me that made it happen. So thank all of you for making it happen.
Thank you, ladies and gentlemen, and just anytime you see somebody in a uniform, just walk up to them and say thank you, and I love you.
The parades began back in the 1880s and the 1890s, and that Santa Barbara, which became known as the City of Roses, had numerous flowers on the floats, and actually in this 1908 event, this was known as the Parade of Roses and Battleships. Is that correct?
That's correct. A lot of wild roses in Santa Barbara, and some of the carriages would have, you know, 50,000 roses on them. Some of our earliest flower festivals came the idea for the Rose Parade. We had something known as the Battle of the Flowers, which was sort of a food fight with roses.
Fiesta. Thank you, Jimmy.
You got together with Mark? How you doing, Mark? Thank you so much. Thank you so much for this. Awesome. How about that?
The history he has. Going back to the 1800s.
Yes. The guys are walking history book, and he's just, this has been a dream to have this come together. You guys coming up and helped out. You got the extra few to put on the floats and made it happen. I mean, really, thank you. I think it worked out good. Yes, thank you very much. I think the public just loved you.
Temptation always come along. There's always somebody tempting, somebody into doing something they know is wrong. Oh, every you serve with gold. They'll tempt you with pleasure. All the flesh got the surely hold. And we don't have to drive in. We can park it on out in the back.
want this one?
You're huge. Fuck you, dude. Damn man. You're a big boy. You are a big boy. Sorry. Damn man. Oh, so beautiful. Oh, man.
Qué bonitos ojos.